Hey guys, what's up? It's your man Pete. Okay, so trying to buy a house in Toronto can be a very challenging process. Number one, it's really competitive because you've got a lot of buyers out there, more buyers than actual sellers. It can be a frustrating process because you can lose the home that you really want, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer than you think, which is testing your patience and your stamina. And in an extreme low inventory environment like we're going through right now in Toronto and the GTA, sometimes it becomes just an exercise in just wanting to get a deal, any deal, done, so that you don't have to go for any more showings, you don't have to go to any more open houses, and you don't have to wonder, where am I going to live next? Which takes a little bit of the shine and the glory of buying your next home. But that's why you have people like me who have been through it many times with my clients in the past. And so I have the experience and I know exactly what needs to be done to make your offer the most presentable it can be, and so that it can be as frictionless and easy for the seller to choose your offer over another person's offer. So in this video, I'm going to give you some tips and advice on how to make your offer more presentable so that you can finally get the deal done. But we'll get a little bit more into that right after this, guys. For those of you who've never purchased a home before or who've never gotten into a competitive bidding situation, you don't exactly know what it feels like when you're going to the offer table and there's 5, 7, or even 10 other offers on the table. So you need to be physically and mentally prepared for a few things in order for you to get the home that you're happy with and hopefully put an end to that losing streak. So the first thing you'll need to prepare is a deposit check. Now, typically 5% is usually enough to get the deal done, so 5% of the potential sale price of the property. But with some of my clients, I actually get them to put a little bit more if they can, another $5,000, another $10,000, because when it comes down to it, when things are really close and you have identical offers on the table for the seller, typically it's a small edge, but it is an edge somewhat, because the bigger the deposit check, the more security they have, so that it seems like you're financially capable of closing this deal. It's the smallest of margins, but sometimes it does make a difference, because all we're trying to project is confidence here. Money talks, baby. Okay, so the second thing is the closing date or the possession date. Now, I typically don't get a lot of resistance from buyers about this because sometimes they're really flexible. Maybe they're living at home and they're looking to purchase their first place. But you have to do your best to try to accommodate the seller, because without a proper closing date, it just makes things a lot more sort of messy and difficult to do. Like, you don't want to start getting into bridge loans. You don't want to ask the seller to start getting into bridge loans and things like that. So for example, if the seller has already told you that they're looking for a 60-day closing because they need to purchase another place, or they've already purchased another place and they need 60 days to close that, just try to align it perfectly. This is one of the easiest things you can do. Don't go in there and ask for a 30-day closing, trying to rush people out the door, because the first thing they'll do is they'll tear up your offer. Just don't do that, because it makes it seem like you're difficult and hard to work with. And guys, as easy as you think this all looks, the stars really need to align in order for you to purchase a property. So you've got to be accommodating, you've got to be flexible, and you've got to make things work for both parties, not just for yourself. It's called a meeting of the minds. Okay, the third thing is condition. You really got to make sure that you try to go in at the offer table, if there's other competing offers, with as clean an offer as possible. Meaning, it shouldn't have a financing condition in there. It shouldn't have a inspection condition in there. And if you're a condo, well, you can't really avoid it, but you still got to put the status condition in there. But you want to make it as least cumbersome and the fewest amount of obstacles and barriers to getting this deal done as possible. Now, that doesn't mean that we don't do our due diligence, because typically when there's an offer date situation, it's usually about 5, maybe 7 days out from when the listing first came out. And so if you can get to the listing early, go see it, make a decision, and then you can get your financing people and your inspection people, and sometimes even the appraiser, to go in there and do all of this before the offer date, so that you can make a proper decision when the time comes. Which is why you really need a good team of realtors, mortgage people, inspectors, and appraisers, sometimes even lawyers, all around you, so that you can reach all your milestones quickly and efficiently. And the fourth thing, last but not least, is the price. Obviously, after we've done all of the due diligence and we've made decisions, we have the check ready, we have to be very flexible in terms of the price, which means you've got to have some room or some movement to be able to go up on the price, especially when there's so few properties to choose from and so many other buyers competing against you. Unfortunately, in this market, and it's been this way for some time now, you will certainly more than likely find find yourself pushing your budget just a little bit. You might start feeling a little bit uncomfortable, but don't worry, the feeling is normal. It's par for the course, and that's why I'm preparing you for this kind of thing even before you're my client. Okay, so hopefully you can all see that winning a bidding war is not easy. Buying a home is not easy. It's not that straightforward. And you will probably lose on a few before you actually get the one. Putting a deal together to buy a home is all about making sure we reduce as much friction as possible. I know it's tough and it sounds counterintuitive. Everyone thinks like the old way, which is you can go to a house and think that you can negotiate down. It's such a big item. It's, it's something that you can actually negotiate on. Unfortunately, in this type of environment, it just doesn't work that way. And the sooner you can make that mental adjustment, the sooner you can get into a house that you really like and avoid disappointment. Of course, when you work with us here at Selling Toronto, there's a few other tips and tricks that we can employ when we're trying to win a bidding war. There's things that we can do to sweeten the deal. There's things that we can do to make your offer look more presentable and to get the seller to lean more in our favor versus other people's offers. We can help you with that if you're looking for someone with expertise, experience, and professionalism. Okay, so that's it for today, and hopefully you guys learned something and you can apply it to your greater success in locking in your deal. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, give us a like, and feel free to leave a comment. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. We'll talk to you soon, and bye for now.